call this meeting to order. A moment of silence, please. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve?
Councilperson Popacek,
Here.
Councilperson Riley,
Here.
Councilperson Boyd,
here.
Councilperson Sarsfield, Councilperson DeLoss,
Here.
Council President Demko,
Here.
Mayor Kubisik.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Are there any public comments on any of the motions? Okay. Councilman Boyd.
Thank you, Council President. Motion to approve the minutes from council meeting on Monday, August 14th, and Wednesday, August 23rd, and Tuesday, September 5th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments?
Madam President, there's two items that need to be changed in the minutes for the September 5th meeting. The date is wrong at the top, that's a simple fix, but also in the language of the motion regarding Youngblood paving, it says a 1-month time extension to expire on October 15th. Clearly, the extension, we are giving them is much longer than 1 month because they were already past the deadline when we discussed this last week. So I would recommend striking the phrase "with 1 month" and just having it read, motion to grant Youngblood Paving Incorporated a time extension for the 2017 Carnegie Borough Pavement Maintenance Program, which will expire on October 15th, 2017, with daily penalties to commence after deadline. If those motions are acceptable, I move to amend.
Second.
Motion has been amended and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
You need a motion also, Madam President, to accept the minutes as amended. So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Councilperson Walczak.
Thank you, Madam President. I have one motion to approve the September 2017 bill list and bill list addendum. Second.
Motion has been made. We have a second. Roll call vote, Steve.
Councilperson Boyd,
Yes.
Councilperson DeLoss,
Yes.
Councilperson Popacek,
Yes.
Councilperson Riley,
Yes.
Council President Demko.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Works. And Councilperson DeLoss, could you please read Councilman Sarsfield's?
Yes, Madam President, motion 4A, a motion to adopt resolution 2017-09, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie establishing a handicap parking space at 312 Lydia Street.
Second.
Motion has been made. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion 4B motion to adopt resolution 2017-10, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie establishing a handicap parking space at 311 Fifth Avenue, apartment number 2.
Second.
Motion has been made. We have a second. All in
Chief,
favor?
this is a question. Chief, was that checked out as far as the number of spots on that street?
It was checked out. Steve checked
Okay,
it out.
thank you. Thanks, Steve.
Motion has been made. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Councilperson Riley, her motion is being taken. Okay. Any reports? Administration?
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Council President.
Finance?
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Council President.
Code Code enforcement, community development. Mike's not here.
Nothing this evening, Madam President.
Okay, Public Works.
Just a couple of items. One was that the paving project for the borough has been delayed, as was mentioned in an earlier motion, just because of work management of the contractor. And so we have granted them till October the 15th to complete the paving of our streets in Carnegie that they agreed to back in the spring. Not part of my committee report, Madam President, but the motion, Wendy, did we mention that that was tabled as well? On the pension contributions, that was tabled as well. We have some more research to do on some of the math. That's all I have.
Good, thank you. Mike's not here for public safety. I have nothing to report this evening. Managers report.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to note that we will be having our budget meetings for 2018 coming up in the upcoming months. The first budget meeting will be on Monday, September 25th at 6 p.m. here at the Municipal Building. Following dates will be October 23rd and 30th, also November 20th and 27th, and there will be a date on December 7th, which is a Thursday, as needed. So I just want to give everybody a heads up on that if anybody wishes to attend. And that's all I have.
Make volunteer fire department. Mike is
That would
not
be
here.
Mike's, he's not here.
Nobody has that.
I would mention that I had asked about the new contract that we have with Scott EMS, and both Phil and the mayor have reported that they have not heard any negative reports on the service we're getting from Scott Township EMS. So in lieu of Mike not being here to answer for himself, I'll say that for the moment everything seems to be going along pretty well.
And I've heard great things about them too. Good things.
Chief, any concerns about, from any of your guys regarding?
Actually, so far, they've been excellent. They've worked our guys really well. They've been quick and responsive. Everything's moving.
Good.
Thank you, Madam President. The numbers for August for our police department, criminal arrests and citations, number 23. Traffic citations were 69. Parking tickets, 386. Complaints and self-initiated activity by our department in the month of August, numbered 800. I've told everybody who's been following me, I've been keeping track. Our department and I have been keeping track of the heroin issues within our community. Through 2/3 of this year, we have one death that was related to a heroin overdose, and we've had 16 individuals that have been administered by our police department and revived with Narcan. So it's, it affects us as much as it affects anybody else, but those numbers are, well, they're not great, but they're better than some communities. I can tell you some communities, it's close to us too. I've been to Crafton's meetings and even Ingram's meetings, and their numbers are a little even higher than ours. So, scams. Just want to alert everybody with these horrible hurricanes that have gone through. I've gotten a couple reports for Harvey, and I'm sure I'll probably get a few more from Irma about people that have been contacted about giving money by individuals or by or solicited via email, where they're not sure if it was a legitimate service. So I would recommend that you do the research on the organization that you give money to. Make sure it's a reputable organization. Don't really give money for, if you get an unsolicited phone call, I wouldn't give money for an unsolicited phone call. Door-to-door people, they should have their credentials with our department, and we can check on them, but you really shouldn't be giving money for people coming door to door. And unsolicited emails. If you get an unsolicited email or a pop-up ad, be very careful about giving money in those situations. And whenever you can, pay by check. If you have to use a credit card versus a debit card, use a credit card. At least that's protected under the law. If somebody runs up your credit card. I want to thank the Historical Society I don't know if anybody was following this, but we had a unique exhibit there last week. It was the 1906 bat from Hannes Wagner. Hannes Wagner was the first individual to sign a contract with the Louisville company, at Louisville, which is now the Louisville Slugger Company, and have his name on a bat. And this bat was actually the prototype bat. And it was a pretty valuable piece of baseball paraphernalia. The gentleman brought it up at his own expense, and we had actually 2 articles in the Post-Gazette and 1 in the Signal Idaho. So, the publicity was fantastic, and we had a nice crowd. On Saturday, it was pretty busy. People in and out all day long to see the bat. And I really want to thank Dan McRogan and the Historical Society for hosting the bat, and a special thank you to volunteers down there, Jeff Keenan and Carol DeLugas. They did a wonderful job. And then I want to thank Andy Castellanos, who actually brought the bat up here to Hannes Wagner's hometown. He was just a wonderful individual. And in fact, he has another bat of Hannes Wagner's that's worth about $15,000, and he's going to actually donate that to the Historical Society so that they can have that in their collection. So it was a very nice weekend. We're working on a mural, and I want to thank Bob Portugal and Phil Salvato for their work on this. I got permission from the individuals that own the Salvation Army building to have a mural put on the side of their building. And Bob and Phil went out and have solicited money to do that project. And they're in the final stages of getting a grant from PNC to put it's going to be one of Phil's paintings on the side of the building. And we're going to paint the building so it'll really help that area pop in a little more, especially if you see what happened across the street in the old Borough hardware building. They did a wonderful job at Lenny Klemenzik and his wife. They made that a beautiful centerpiece for that area, and this will just add to that whole area. So we're excited about that. And speaking of Phil Savata, we had the Carnegie Celebrates Jazz yesterday. It was a wonderful event, beautiful weather. It was a good time had by all. I know that Phil and Rick were also there, and we honored Phil Salvato with a proclamation, and without a doubt, he has been a quiet leader for the arts in this area, and we're lucky to have him in Carnegie. So it was a wonderful day all around, and we really want to thank the Apostles of Jazz for what they did. Thank you. I know Jeannie's here; she's one of the Apostles of Jazz. Thank you, Jeannie. 9/23/17, mark the date, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. will be our second annual open, if it's annual, hopefully it'll be annual, but our second open streets. If weather cooperates, it should be a nice event. We have a lot of activities going on, everything from a scavenger hunt for the kids to bicycle safety. Our police will have bicycle safety and helmet giveaway. The people from the miniature golf, Forsyth Miniature Golf will be down here with some mini golf stand, with a little mini golf course. We'll have skateboarders down there, flat bar, and hopefully Mary Pitcher will be there. We have the Army will be there, and Air National Guard with some things, boys and girls, so with hockey, and a number of other things going on, games, and this year we're going to add an urban tree hike from the Shade Tree Commission. They're going to have a couple urban tree hikes during the day, and so it'll be a busy day. Bring the kids down. They can bring their bikes, they can bring their skateboard, they can bring their scooter, they can just walk. You can bring your dog. Just come down and enjoy the 9 to 1.
Is that what it is, 9 to 1?
9 to 1.
Thank you.
I guess it was a long way. I should have said that first, but
You think you did, but I missed it.
talk about a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club. They had a very successful summer. They averaged 158 kids for their day camp in the summer. Even in 1 week, they had 186 kids, and they actually had to turn away 30 kids just because of space limitations. It had nothing to do with pay, because everybody who couldn't pay, they received either a full or partial scholarship, depending on their need. And that was raised by the Boys and Girls Club Board. And the Boys and Girls Club Board also provides thousands of dollars for teen employment too, so that we have that teens that have been part of the club actually work at the club throughout the summer. So it's a great thing. But they're looking to expand a little bit of space up there. The Head Start may or may not be coming back, and if that's the case, they'll be able to add more people next summer. And we're also looking, because of the successful teen night, the board raised enough money that we're going to try to get air conditioning in the gym. And if we get that air conditioning, I think we'll have a summer league next year, a teen summer league for the boys and girls in this community. Lydia Street, we had talked about this. We've had some parking issues on Lydia Street, and under the ordinance, I want to thank Steve Buter for looking for 5 minutes. Under the ordinance is that we do have, it is a 2-hour parking area, and signs will be going up on Lydia Street to alert people that that is a 2-hour parking area, and that will be strictly enforced once we get those signs up. So anybody who's parking there and working in town, they're going to have to do what other people do and find a different spot and probably pay for a spot. So that'll be a 2-hour parking area. It's always been a 2-hour parking area. We just need to get the signs up. Today, everybody knows today's Patriots Day. 16 years ago, the horrible events of 9/11. Everybody remembers where they were during that time. I will say that today we had a really nice event with the American Legion. We had wheelchair vets from the station at the VA, or living at the VA, come in for a luncheon today. It was a wonderful event. I can't thank the Legion enough for what they do for the vets, and especially for the people at the VA. They spend a lot of time out there at the VA, and it really was a wonderful experience and a great way to spend Patriots Day. So I thank the American Legion Post 82 and the American Legion Auxiliary, the Women's Auxiliary, for what they did for the luncheon they had today. Chartiers Valley Area Flood Control Authority. We just received an update from the work that was done this summer. So they did complete the work on the culverts that they needed to complete in the Thornburg and Crafton areas. And they also completed the work on the stream banks in the Carnegie area. We are now at the minimally acceptable level, which means if there would be a flooding incident, we would qualify for federal disaster money. For a while there, we were out of compliance, and with that, you would not qualify for federal disaster money. So we're back in compliance, and we're moving forward and working on a couple of the other issues that are affecting the full function of this authority. So that's good news. Speaking of our streams, Campbell's Run Creek is supposed to undergo, the Department of Public Works is supposed to shore up some of the sides of the creek with gabion baskets, and that should be happening soon. I mean, it's been a project that we probably should have been on a little quicker than this, but once we get on it, we'll shore up some of the stream bank areas over along Campbell's Run Creek and up through Lexington Court, and that'll make that a little better. It'll make the water flow a little better and protect the stream lines, the shore a little better. So appreciate the Department of Public Works for undertaking the project. In the Knights of Columbus, they'll be having their annual food drive, and that the food drive benefits the St. Vincent de Paul Food Bank. That food bank feeds thousands of people in our community, and so if on the 23rd and the 24th, if you'd like to drop off food, you can drop it off from 4 o'clock or Sunday morning, or you can actually drop it off during the week and just put it in the narthex. Is that what they call it? Narthex? Right. So you can put it in there, and we'll make sure it gets to the St. Vincent de Paul Food Bank. And then I want to remind everybody that there are 2 nice events coming up too. The Evening of Belly Dance at the Carnegie Library, which is on September 23rd at 8 p.m. And then there's the Carlington Band Festival, which is at 6 p.m. on September 30th. And if anybody who likes high school bands, that's a great evening. So come and enjoy the band festival. Is the Montour Band participating in that, Jim? No. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's all I have today, Madam President. Thank you.
General public comment. Anybody? From the audience, any? Councilor Walker? Ross?
I don't have anything, thank you.
Thank you.
Bill?
Just to tag on the one note that Jack mentioned, sadly, I've been alive long enough to have 3 moments in my life that I'll just never forget. One of them is happy, which is a good thing. I know I was sitting on my front porch with my grandfather, listening to a transistor radio when the Pirates won the 1960 World Series. It's just indelible. It's just great. But I know I was at Harding School when President Kennedy was assassinated, and that was pretty sad, obviously. And I know I was flying when 9/11 happened, and very shocked when I got off the plane to find out what had happened while I was in the air. I hope I live a long time, but I really hope none of us ever have another one of those days that you'll just know exactly where you were, who you were with, and what was going on, unless it's something happy. That's all I have to say.
And the number of firefighters who were killed is incredible, really, responding. I think it's 340 or something.
At least
It's an outrageously high number of people who died responding to that.
Which brings us to, we should always be thankful for our first responders.
Yeah.
You know, that old adage that they run into danger, people run away from danger. It's absolutely true.
And all I have is just a quick note that we're starting to build them on the trail again, so if anybody wants to help, I'd be more than happy for any help we can get, so we're starting it now. That's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion has been made, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned.